What color do you think this is? Is this green or blue? If you had to say one of them.
If I had to say one,
Yeah.
it's definitely in between. I would say blue.
I'd say blue as well.
That is green.
Green.
That is also green. Green.
It's more green.
Green.
I think it was more marine.
I'd say it's confused.
Yeah.
That color is like the teenager of colors. It doesn't know what it wants to be.
I recently found out that there's no culturally consistent standard for the line that divides one color from the next. For instance, in Japanese and Korean, a go light on a traffic light is considered blue. Some languages, such as Sioux and Mayan, use the same word for both colors. Interested in what the implications of this were, I set out to make this short documentary.
You can no longer say color perception is totally universal, because there's some results that don't fit with that idea. You can show people colors and ask them what they see, but then there's this whole problem with color naming, what people have learned to call different colors. So it's impossible to know just by how someone names a color what they're actually experiencing.
What role does language play in the perception of color? A study in the 1960s attempted to demonstrate that colors are integrated into language. However, that left them with a question. If your language doesn't have a color which distinguishes between blue and green, does that mean that people native to that language can't tell the difference between them?
We can look at color discrimination, which takes the naming out of it. Well, a classic experiment is to say, okay, here's a color. So memorize this color, and then you're shown two colors, and you have to say which one was the same or most similar to the first one. Regardless of the number of colors a language uses, there's something fundamentally the same about color perception across cultures. But then more recently, there's some evidence where at least a couple of cultures, fairly remote ones, don't seem to behave that way. So they don't seem to have this universal perception of color.
I showed 7 colors to 8 interviewees and asked them what color they thought they were. Some were obviously green or blue, while others were more ambiguous. I also asked for any cultural associations or emotions the colors evoked. Interviewees unanimously got the obviously blue or green colors right, and the responses they gave to them were generally similar.
Blue. And it reminds me of the shirt I'm wearing, I guess.
It's blue, and it looks like new jeans that haven't been faded yet. Blue?
Navy blue.
Like a navy blue, and it's just kind of very industrial. That's blue, and it looks like night sky. That's blue. That's more of a night sky.
That's a dark sky, like a painting blue.
On the other hand, more ambiguous colors between the green and blue spectrum tended to elicit wildly varying interpretations.
That's difficult. That's green, and it looks like Windows 95, I'd have to say.
That's blue, and it reminds me of the character Fran from the manga Reborn, whose colors weren't released for a long time.
You have to go with a green. It kind of looks like a turquoise, like maybe the water.
Sky blue on a really, really good day.
Really?
No, this is a bit cloudy, isn't it?
In there. No, that's more of an artist blue than anything.
This color, which everyone agreed was green, was still ambiguous enough to also elicit a wide range of responses.
When I look at that, I kind of think of something that's displayed inside of a store when they're trying to sell you a lifestyle. It's kind of friendly and open, airy.
That is green, and looks like the ocean in Hawaii that you see pictures of, because I've never been to Hawaii. Happy and inoffensive.
That of all the greens is the closest to money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what does that evoke for you?
Money?
Yeah.
Something I don't have.
I think that's green. It looks like mint candies.
It reminds me of the 60s, and I think it's the color of my business cards.
Tiffany boxes and the store Fortnum and Masons.
I feel that although my experiment doesn't necessarily prove anything, it does demonstrate a few key points. The first of these is that people generally relate to colors through their environment, either culturally or naturally. The second is that language can be a strong force in shaping people's perception of color. However, the third is finally that people ultimately relate to colors through their individual experiences,